when you want to get an admission in a foreign university, along with the online application form that you fill up, you also send your statement of purpose that gives information to them about why you're choosing this course, what are your interests, what are your plans in life, why have you chosen that particular college or university, and how do you think doing this course is going to help you achieve your goals. So that sort of declaration is called a statement of purpose. And when you prepare an impressive statement of purpose that which stands out from the crowd, then you have higher chances of being admitted in that college or university. Now, this is for seeking admission to either a graduate program or a postgraduate program or a research program. So whether you want to do your PhD or your MBA or your BCom, you can write your statement of purpose for any of the levels of education, academic achievements that you want to pursue. Now, when you write an impressive statement of purpose and you fill up your online admission form, does this mean that you have, you are going to get admission? No, not really yet, because there is one more round of selection which is called the interview round, and you are called for the interview round only if they find that your statement of purpose is attractive and impressive to them. So excuse me. So otherwise the filtration of the students take place, and certain students are not called for the interview. It's based on the number of seats that are available, and of course in the foreign universities they don't have seats such as 120 students per class as we admit students here in Mumbai colleges, due to lack of space and lack of qualified teachers available. So these are some of the measures which the Maharashtra government may have taken, but actually the teacher-student ratio is much more easier to handle, and it leaves more focus on the student when the teacher has lesser number of students to teach. Okay, so I will give you an example of first the structure. Before the example, the structure of what goes into a statement of purpose. Of course, you are going to start with your letterhead, and what goes into the letterhead, I think you already know. You know your name, your postal address, your email and phone number in the top center of the page, and then a thick black line below it. So that makes your letterhead, and that is how you're going to start your statement of purpose. But before we go on to an oral explanation of that, I'm going to share my screen and show you what are the points that go into the statement of purpose. So paragraph wise, what goes into it. So I am going to list you out the strategies to write a powerful and convincing SOP. Whether applying for undergraduate, graduate or postgraduate program. So it actually includes even doctoral program, yeah, postgraduate program. The strategy of writing a powerful statement of purpose would be to sound focused throughout. Now that is the idea that you have to show, that you have a strong plan in mind, plan about what you want to do in life and what is your focus and what have you done so far and what you intend to do in the forthcoming period of time so that your focus remains on your goal. So this has to be the impression that you give about yourself in your SOP. From your academic, all the dots between reaching your goals through your choice of school and course. When I say school here, it does not mean the school up to the 10th standard that you study. In foreign universities, even for MBA colleges, they say it is the school of business. So don't be confused about the word school here. So why you're choosing and what you want to achieve. What's your aim? What's your career plan? Those things go into your SOP. The essay should always go in a flow covering your past experience, present involvements, and future plans. This is exactly what I just mentioned to you, what you have done so far, what you are doing, and what you want to do in the future. An important point to remember while writing your SOP. I hope you can see my screen that I'm reading. Can somebody confirm? Are you able to see what I'm reading, or is it just that I'm talking you feel? I think I am on screen share. I think so. Can I have someone confirm that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, an important point to remember while writing your SOP would be to divide it into paragraphs that cover all the pointers. So here it is important. In each paragraph, there has to be one point only that you are covering. So every paragraph has got a single point that you're covering. Let us say past achievements, one paragraph, career plan, another paragraph, future plans, another paragraph, what are your interests, another paragraph, why did you choose this college or university, why are you applying only there, another paragraph. So for every paragraph, there is only one point that you will be covering. Let's see how to present your profile strongly. So we are going to look at paragraph number 1, and that is the introduction. This paragraph is often confused with self-introduction. It should not introduce you, but should discuss what you are going to about to discuss in your SOP. So what you're going to talk about in your SOP, introduction to the statement of purpose, not introduction to you. There are multiple approaches you may adopt to go about this paragraph. First, discuss your long-term goal and connect it with your idea of pursuing the course you are applying to. So which course you are applying to and what is your long-term goal? That could be covered in paragraph 1. Present your understanding of the chosen field and write how you want to contribute to that field. So if you are choosing to become an economist, how would you serve the nation or the society or humanity through your education and through your services of being an economist? So how do you think you can contribute to the world? That's important. Or to the field. If you're going to do research, then what are you going to contribute? What is your research going to contribute as an added sort of an educational information for other students to learn and follow? Explain your background in 2 to 3 lines and connect it with your future goals. Write about an anecdote that helped you realize your professional interest in the chosen field. So what is the anecdote here? All right, it could be an experience or an instance or something that happened in your life at which point you realized, oh, this is my area of interest. So let us say I give you an activity in your class, and I ask you to prepare. I have actually asked you to do that, to prepare. No. All right. I ask you to prepare a poem, your original poem that you will be presenting or reciting in your next class with me. So this is an activity which, let us say, I suggest to the class, and then all of you are given a few days to prepare the poem, to compose a poem, and you compose it, and you present it in the class, and then your poem wins a lot of appreciation from me as well as from your classmates. And it is then that you realize, oh wow, I have got such a beautiful creative talent for poetry writing within me that I never realized. And at that point of time, you decide that I want to become a writer, I want to become a poet, and I want to do a poetry writing or a creative writing course from a foreign university. And then you browse up the universities or colleges offering that course, and you write in your statement of purpose, you may write this anecdote that I had never realized my creative potential until and unless I participated in a poetry recitation or poetry composition competition of my own class, and I secured the first place. And I was so elated and fulfilled by my creation that I thought I need to pursue this sort of a creative writing. And so here I am applying for a creative writing course at your university. So now you see how the anecdote has created in you a sort of an understanding about your own self and a realization that this is your potential and this is your desire, and that's how you have pursued to do this course. Now that is what is meant by an anecdote that helped you realize your professional interest in the chosen field. Students often make this mistake of introducing themselves or their childhood. Oh my God, no childhood experiences here in the first paragraph. In some cases, students tend to forget about the purpose behind writing an SOP. So you need not write the story of your life. Now what goes in the second and third paragraph? This goes in your academic background and your professional experience. Now, professional experience means if there's any work experience that you already have, or even if you have not been paid for that experience, if it was just a training or some sort of a work that you have done in that area, whether paid or unpaid, you'll be mentioning that in the forthcoming 2 paragraphs. So this comprises your academic background, what you have done so far. So if you've done a graduation degree or if you've done till your HSC, whatever you've done so far, you're going to mention what you are currently pursuing and what your academic strengths and projects are. So in academic strengths, you can mention my major area of interest is writing or mathematics or science or commerce, and these are the projects that I have done. So you may have done a project in commerce, let us say in industrial design, or you may have done a project and presented in your 3rd year. In 3rd year, you are, I think, evaluated on your projects. I think so. Wherein you say, all right, I did a project on the job satisfaction of bank employees in the private bank sector. So you did a project on that, or whatever you have done apart from reading your syllabus and studying it on your own, assignments that you may have done, you can put in all that in your 2nd paragraph. Industrial exposure you have attained. Now, industrial exposure is what you've done outside your classroom. Have you visited places? Have you conducted surveys? How did you get the information for your project? If you are going to write about the job satisfaction of the bank officials in private banks, you are not going to copy that from the internet, somebody else's paper, somebody else's book, somebody else's writing, but you are going to do that for your own self. And let us say you cover the Mumbai region for that. And so you're going to go to the banks and give them a questionnaire, ask them to fill it up, talk to them after getting appointments, and say that this is your purpose of preparing a project and you'd like to get information from them and all that. So all that you're doing is called your industrial experience. Okay, or if you even worked somewhere on a training basis, that is also industrial exposure that you have attained. If you have any professional experience, it should be discussed in the upcoming paragraphs. So actual job, if you have actually have a job experience, then that you will write in the next paragraph. But if you don't have it, then in the fourth paragraph, you want to say, why are you choosing this course? Now, you may have already mentioned a little bit about the anecdote that helped you realize your interest in this area, but exactly why you want to pursue this course and how you want to develop it in your future life. So all this goes on to show that the image that you are creating about yourself is focus. How focused you are. You are not deviant. You are clear about your plan. You're not going to say, all right, if I get a job, I'm going to continue. I'm going to start working. And if I don't get a job, I'm going to continue my education. Or you're leaving two pathways open. That is fine. But that does not show you're focused on one thing. You kept backups ready, but it seems that both your options are like equally important options. Where does your interest lie, in working or in studying? You need to answer that to yourself. Anyway, in this paragraph, you should discuss why you want to join a course, you would tap during this course. It should also cover the skills you would acquire in this duration, along with the exposure that would help in developing the skills desired to realize your goals. Okay, if I do this course in creative writing, it would help me polish up my language. It would help me tap into the philosophical truths of life that I would bring out to the human population to read up and realize for themselves, and I'm going to also get a better understanding of the structure and organization of creative writing. This would help me become a writer, either in poetry writing or in fiction writing. So you know what, you are talking about the skills that you're going to cover if you do this course. So why are you going to write that? You may think to yourself, अरे syllabus तो वो लोग डिजाइन करते हैं, इसमें मैं अपने skills यहाँ पे क्या बोलूं? So you may say, I don't have any choice about what topics you're going to teach me. And then if I get a reply, hello, you are saying that you're going to polish your language skills, but here we are not going to do that for you. I mean, they are not going to say that, of course, because the course has to cover that. But you want to explore the modules in the course. You have to do that before registering for the course. Only then it shows that you are aware of what you are getting into. Like, for example, I generally sign up for online courses, and I've done many of them from foreign universities, and even now I'm doing, currently I'm doing one course from a foreign university. And you know what, whenever I sign up for these courses, I definitely go through the modules. What are the chapters that will be covered? What are the topics that will be covered? And what am I going to gain after doing this course? And what is this course all about? So all those details I browse on the websites and I sign up for these courses. But one particular instance I would like to mention here. I signed up for a course, and just because I liked the title of the course. Okay, I liked the title and I didn't go on to checking up the chapters and the modules. And then when I attended the online classes, and like I was waiting कि जो बोला था टाइटल में वो कब बात करेगी, वो कब आएगा, वो कभी आया ही नहीं. And then I thought यार ये अच्छा कोर्स तो था ही नहीं. I didn't like this and I ended up paying so much for this course. So then I thought maybe there is some gap on my end, and I went and checked up the website under that course. I checked up the modules and the chapters, and those modules and chapters actually did not match the heading. The title of the course was something else, and the chapters were about something else. That is what exactly happened to me. I thought this course is about one topic, and when I attended those lectures, they turned out to be about totally something else. And then I realized that it was my error. I should go into the details of the modules to understand this is what I am going to get. So I have to expect that. And if I don't like what I see there in the modules, I better not sign it up. So this was one experience of my part where I signed up for a course just by looking at the title, and I thought that, oh yeah, this is a lovely topic and a lovely title, and why not sign up for this 4-month course? So you have to go into the details, and that is how you're going to show it here. These are the skills I'm going to develop. Okay, coming on to the 5th paragraph, these are career goals. This is the most important paragraph where you should discuss your short and long-term goals. Now, what do you mean by short-term goals? What you want to do immediately. What are your long-term goals? What you want to do in the long run? Let us say within the next 10 years of your life. That's your long-term goal. Within the next 1 year of my life. That is your short-term goal. So your immediate goal would be where you would want to work right after completing this course. You should be able to name some companies within India along with the designation you see yourself working at. Wow. I mean, just imagine the extent to which you have planned it out in such detail. That is what makes your SOP stand out among the crowd. Stand out. And by standing out, I mean to say outstanding. Okay. This should explain the kind of job profile you would be working on. Then comes your long-term goal, wherein you should mention where you see yourself from 10 to 12 or 15 years down the line. I think 10 years is a good timeline that you can keep for yourself when you talk about your long-term goals. Now, all this I am telling you is an outline or a sketch of what you can include in your SOP. It doesn't have to be exactly word to word this way. You can make a few little changes here and there, but as much as possible, keep this structure as I am mentioning it to you, as much as possible. Otherwise, you can design it a little bit differently as per your interests, as per your achievements, and as per the course that you are applying for. This may include your desire of working on CEO or CFO or CTO. So in 15 years time, in 10 years time, I see myself as the CEO of a multinational company. That is a long-term goal. Okay, or maybe establishing a firm that you own. All right, I don't want to become a CEO. I want to make my own business, and I will be the proprietor of my firm. So it is my own company that I want to establish in the commercial world. That could be a really long-term goal that goes up to 15 years, I can say that. It may also include your dream of expanding your existing family business overseas. Okay, there's no harm in talking about your family already being in business and you want to take it up to the next level. You may be interested in further studies like a PhD, which can be included here. More in this section may include your desire of becoming a professor or a researcher. In any case, it is suggested that you discuss your business aim, principles, and core values, or how you would influence the young aspirants of this industry. You should be able to portray how you wish to make a difference in the industry, keeping in mind the current industrial scenarios and emerging trends. All right, in this field, if I get into, I will make a change and a development in this field itself. Okay, all these are your plans. Now, why are you choosing this particular university? Please don't write there, oh, hello, I have applied in 4 different colleges and wherever they select me, I will go into it. No. Even if you've applied in 4 universities, you are not going to mention that in your statement of purpose. Even if you are waiting for the universities to accept you and you will walk into any university that gives you a letter of admission, you're not going to mention that. That's your backup plan and that's private. That's a private matter of yours. But you're going to say, why did you select that particular university? That means you must have browsed the website of that university. That you must have checked up the teachers who are teaching there. You must have looked at the photographs of the campus and seen the pictures of your classroom. And maybe all that has fascinated you. You have checked up the facilities available in the university. You must have seen in what areas your professors who are going to teach you have done their PhD in. And what is their area of expertise? All that research you have done. And that's why you chose this university. Because of the teachers, because of the facilities and the infrastructure available, all those things that you feel that you are going to love, enjoying, using, working under, all that. So this shows how much of a background work you have done in selecting the college or in selecting the university. Let me ask you, before applying for admission at Raheja College, how many of you browsed the departments that are there and the teachers who are there in this course and what your teachers have done? In fact, we even have our research paper publications published on the website. I mean, did you read up any of our papers? Did you come to know about us online before joining here? Or did you look at the campus on the photographs that are there? What did you see? Did you see something in detail on our website and then say, oh yes, this is what attracts me? Or you say, अरे ये एक कॉलेज में अप्लाई कर दो, दूसरा एक रहेजा है, तीसरा एक यहाँ पे कर दो और चौथा किसी ने बोल दिया और आपने कर लिया, अभी जहां से आएगा मेरिट लिस्ट जाने का उधर. That attitude is not going to show, is not supposed to be shown in your statement of purpose, because it does not show that you are in charge, you are doing the selection. नहीं, हमें कोई सेलेक्ट कर ले ही बड़ी बात है, ये एटीट्यूड नहीं चाहिए. You have to think good about yourself. हाँ, मुझ में भी कुछ है. Of course, you need to have potential. You understand? Okay. I can see somebody unmuted, but if there is something you want to ask, you can go ahead, unmute and ask. Otherwise, there are some background noises and I don't want any disturbance in my class. So, I was talking to you about the reason for you choosing this university. This is a specific paragraph wherein you can convince a university as in how they are suitable for your profile. Come on, go ahead and praise them. Say that your infrastructure is remarkably fascinating. The quality of teachers is highly commendable. Go on, praise the university for that. They are going to know how much you know about them and how they are suitable for your profile and how you are an ideal candidate for a university. If you say, when I get into this, I'm going to use all the things that you want to offer me and I'm going to improve myself. Say how useful you're going to also be to the university. You should discuss the course curriculum, research work, faculty names. So when you mention, I'm impressed with this particular faculty, they know that you are a person who simply doesn't jump into anything, but you measure everything, you gauge everything, and then you research everything, and then you make a choice. And that's a very impressive and good and perfect way to do so. And that's how you're going to show it to them, as well as the university specific activities that would help you in enhancing your profile. Now, coming to the last paragraph. In this paragraph, you should conclude your desire and readiness towards joining the chosen course. Okay, I would love to join this course. You can write words like that. Since this is the closing paragraph, you should sound focused and prepared for all the challenges that come your way. It should also show that you have the zest in you to succeed. And with the help of the chosen course and university, you will definitely make a difference in the industry on a global perspective. Look at that. In the world, you will make a difference. You close your SOP with that. Now, that may sound huge, but make it huge. Make it huge, but honest. Don't blow up things that you yourself don't believe in. First, convince yourself, yes, you are going to do this. And then convince them that you are going to do this. You look at the title here, a convincing SOP. If you yourself are not going to be convinced, then how are you going to convince anybody else? So you need to say that honestly, but first believe it yourself. That's important. And here I'm going to show you an example. I have an example of an SOP. I'm showing it on my screen. So I'm quickly going to read this example, and it covers all that we just learned. It covers the structure, but this is the actual SOP. But in this SOP, you have the name of the person and the graduation program written there. Please ignore that. It has to be on your letterhead. But I picked this up for its content. and the content we are going to go through. I desire to pursue a graduation program in Dash University. You can call it, let us say, Melbourne University, because it offers the flexibility desired for a thorough understanding of the vast and rapidly changing field of education. So why you are choosing to take up that graduation program? You are giving a reason for that. Why you are choosing commerce program? You can give a reason for that. Okay, my undergraduate syllabi at St. Roderick's College, a reputed institution in Mumbai, India, exposed me to a subject entitled Changing Trends in Education and provided me with a good grounding in some of the dynamic changes taking place in the field of education, like new teaching methods, revolutionary models of teaching, changing approaches of educational sociology, new technology to aid teaching, and also research methodology. So when I was studying in Roderick's College, I had this subject called Changing Trends in Education, and under that I learned all these things. I learned about teaching methods, I learned about approaches, I learned about teaching aids. All these things I have learned in my graduation program in St. Roderick's College. So you're discussing the syllabus that you have completed, okay? Moreover, I have had the opportunity to present papers in national level student seminars on teaching methodology. Okay, research papers as a student you have done. This has kindled my desire towards innovation and has motivated me to be involved in research activities. So you're giving the anecdote why you realized, how you realized you are interested in education. Now, you're talking about the projects that you worked on. In my final year, I worked on a project titled Tribal Education. So this person wants to apply for a B.Ed course, Bachelor of Education course in the Melbourne University, and so he's saying here that the project was selected as the best project in the category Information and Communication Technology for the development of community. So in this category, I got the best project award. It aimed at providing basic education to tribals in selected villages in Sandal Pargana in West Bengal. So you are discussing in this paragraph what you wrote in that project. You wrote about the basic education to tribals in this village in West Bengal. You wrote about that. And what are the things you did under that project? We proposed a novel scheme of educating the women, wherein each group who were taught by volunteers in turn taught another group, and later on testing both groups, they were found to have made equal progress. So what is the strategy of your research, of that paper, of that project? You are exploring and explaining the strategy that you used. This project has given me a profound understanding of the various problems faced by educationists at the grassroots level: resistance, superstition, male high-handedness, marginalization of women, child dependency on the mother, and how they can be effectively dealt with. So you say that when I was doing this project in this village of West Bengal, I found that these are the problems that the people were facing. The women cannot be educated because the children were looked after only by the mother. Male high-handedness, all the decisions of the family were taken only by the males, and they never thought it important that women should study. And so you are discussing these are the problems that I found during the course of my surveys and research. I was also exposed to the practical teaching aspect, where we experimented and adopted the most effective teaching practices. So I came up with a few practices for these women, and that's all that I presented in my project. So one full paragraph, you have discussed your project. Coming to the next paragraph. Currently, I am working with Dash Educational Institution. My work has helped me to gain knowledge about how content in local languages can be exploited to dissuade second language learners from dropping out, and how pupils can be used to bring in more pupils in the classroom. So you're going to say that I understand why the dropout rate of students is so high, and I am able to understand that after working in this educational institution, and I'm currently working there. And in addition, it has introduced me to the challenges of training the students to work in technology enabled areas for the change management process. So I can see that most people cannot use technology, cannot use computers, cannot use online digital learning, and I am teaching them now how to use computers for the sake of education. All that you are doing in your current job area. The direct dealing with human mind thrills me and is one of the major reasons for my interest in the fields of educational sociology and development of teaching material. And I'm loving this experience. That's what he's writing here, because it's so thrilling to the mind. And I know this is my joyous area and I'd like to work here, and that's why I want to do my education also, my further education also in this area. So you know what, by now the reader will almost be convinced to give a seat to this student because it's so impressive. Anyway, let's go on to the next paragraph. I enjoy doing innovative work, especially when it leads to practical applications that will benefit impressionable human minds. My ideal vision of a career has always been a job that involves creativity, innovation, and what is he discussing here? He is saying that when he completes this course, this is the change that he wants to bring about in the world. And I am going to show you the next part of this SOP, which is just one and a half paragraphs more. Yes, it's here. 2 minutes here. So, flexibility. I am confident that higher education would give me the desired push towards a career in research and an opportunity to do well in my chosen field of interest. So he says, I want to do even a PhD in education after this. I am eager to work under the guidance of the distinguished faculty members of the Melbourne University. I am convinced that the facilities in the Department of Education in your university will be useful for dedicated involvement in research projects. So you know what, you have mentioned it to them that after doing this post-graduation or graduation program, you are also going to do PhD in that same university. That much you have planned, you are putting in your SOP. Now whether you do that or not, you can properly decide at a later point of time, but you have put that as a plan and you can do it, of course. I believe that a graduation program in education in Melbourne University will help me reach my goals. Now, how impressive do you find this SOP? Absolutely impressive. This is how you should be writing a statement of purpose. I hope you understood the structure, you understood the example, you understood how language, what type of a language they have used while writing an SOP. And if you have any queries, please go ahead and ask. Meanwhile, I'm stopping the recording.